Someone call a plumber. Mattel and Hasbro are springing leaks right and left. So let's get down and dirty right now on Toy Habits Live. And before we go live, smash that like button, turn on notifications, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss a beat. Hey everyone, welcome back to Toy Habits. I'm Michael.
And I'm the Toy Sorceress, and you're watching Toy Habits Live. How's it going, Michael?
Good. I had an electrifying day today, to say the least. So I'm actually happy to be here.
Oh my God. Yes, I know, and I can't believe what happened.
Yeah, first time electrocuting myself with Christmas decorations. So yeah, I can always count this day as the anniversary of that first time in my life. So it's all good.
It's like something out of Christmas Vacation.
Oh my gosh, totally. I did not see a frayed wire, and I fried myself, but I am all good. I didn't have to go to the emergency room or anything. So it was a good day. How about yours?
Listen to everybody when you're doing your Christmas decorations and your lights. Be very, very careful.
How are you doing?
Yeah, well, I'm happy you're okay. That was a huge relief. Gave us a scare this morning. But you look well, so I'm glad to see it. Yeah. So why don't we go ahead and dive in and say hi to the chat, and then we can catch up on the rest of our weekend real quick before we dive into
so much stuff.
So much stuff. And I'm gonna skip one comment for the end because I got a funny story to tell. So we're gonna say hi to Joey. Sci-Fi Tsunami's here. All Music Fan is here. Good to see you. Smetty45, JMax77's in the house. Mike Fee is here. Cora is in the house as well. Well hung banana hammocks, and every time I see that, I can't help but crack up. That's an awesome username. Lars Schwinn is here. Nunyo Biz is also here. We got Stephen Komerick. Just flipping through this. Mint with Card, that's a really cool name as well. Love it. And we got Man at Arms, Vex and Toys. Robert Allison Dringy, one of our crew members, is here. Silver K, good to see you. Smack that like button, y'all, and check out Silver K's Geek the F Out channel. You guys do an amazing job on there. Stephen Leahy is also here. Mr. Midgar is here. Clint Jorgensen, another one of our crew members, is in the house. And we got Black Phoenix 77 as well. And then I'm going to save the last one, saying a big hello to Chris Prospero, who I actually ran into at Target yesterday. And it was pretty funny because Chris was looking at the Masterverse figures, and I'm like, oh, that's a pretty cool figure. And he looks at me, and I actually had a Toy Habits shirt on. It was like Star Wars vintage. And he points to me and he goes, "Are you?" And I said, "Yes, I am." It was the first time I've been actually like spotted in the wild by any of our viewers. So it was really cool, and I had a fun conversation with Chris, and it made me happy. I was like, oh my God, like people are actually watching, because then Chris started to talk about our Masterverse Wave 13 leak, and I'm like, oh, that just came out 2 days ago, so he's obviously watching our channel, reading the website, and it was very cool. So big shout out to you, Chris. Thanks for being a supporter, and just a really cool experience.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
So awesome. Just want to say hello to just a few more people that slipped in here, and I don't know if they did or not because I wasn't really paying attention, but I love just saying
they popped in afterward.
Speaking Moistly is here. Awesome. And Todd loves toys. I don't know if he just came on either, but
awesome.
It's all good. Danny Phillips, what is up, my friend?
Danny Phillips is also here.
Yes.
Good to see you. That's awesome. Well, hello everybody. Oh, we also got Robert Bettel as well. Good to see everybody. And wow. So the week started out kind of slow, and then all of this news hit us at once. Right, Michael?
Yeah, it seemed like there was something going on every single day, and then there was just a mass flood of stuff yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have news from all sectors of toy life, if you want to call it that. And we're going to start out with the big MOTU news in terms of Masterverse leaks and what's coming out for Wave 13. And those are some incredible figures in that wave.
Yeah, it's
before
exciting.
we do that, yeah, did you want to go ahead and just say hi to all our crew members because the list is getting big?
I think you just did. What's up, crew? It's good to see you. It's always nice to see the crew representing in the chat. We love all of you, and it's funny, we cover this stuff every week, but this is the time where we get to talk to everybody about it, and actually with each other too, because that's something that we rarely get to do anyway. So yes,
I know.
yeah, huge thing.
I know.
And yeah, there were some big,
just
big
speaking of that,
stuff.
running into Chris, at Target yesterday, and I was like, I never get to talk to anybody like this, like just hanging out on the street, out in the store. So it was pretty fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's really interesting because because we have an anonymous news button on the site, we get a lot of information coming our way, and a lot of it has been like 99% of it, I would say, has been spot on. And so we had an email come through that was saying that the Wave 13 figure assortment is going to consist of Emperor Hordak, Leech, Thunder Punch He-Man, and Cyclone, which I know is it's gonna piss Sci-Fi Tsunami out so much because I think he wants it in Origins first, but and then a deluxe
if we get Cyclone in Masterverse before Origins, and we already know Cyclone's coming in Origins because we saw it at SDCC, he's gonna flip out.
Oh, totally. Yeah,
seems,
that's funny.
The Origins figures are so much easier to me in terms of production. You'd think they'd come out faster, but they're whipping out these Masterverse figures super fast.
Yeah, because it seems like they could reuse the tooling probably a lot better than they do the Masterverse figures, right?
Absolutely. That's why the Masterverse figures are much more complicated. Want to give a big shout out to Brennan Barnes, crew member who just joined us. Good to see you. And Paul Morales and Clint Jorgensen. I just want to say hi to you all before we get diving in. And Omosokas? That's awesome.
Omosoka,
we're past Wave 12.
Yeah, he's been a long time viewer. So the Wave 12, actually, we've seen Mattel release that officially. It's the wave after this current one, which is New Eternia Triclops, Mechanic, Battle Armor He-Man from Revolution, and there's one that's missing, and I think it's going to be Snout Spout because we haven't seen the Snout Spout revealed or go up for pre-order anywhere.
Absolutely. Yeah. And do you think, he's most likely he's going to be a deluxe figure. So most of the time they have not released those at the same time as the rest of the wave. So we'll see him, probably show up at Target, perhaps.
So that leaves one slot to fill, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, the and I guess speaking of deluxe figures, there is a deluxe Hord Trooper coming from Masterverse, and now all these stand-ins are the Masters of the Universe classics because they kind of mirror the ones that might come out for Revolution and Masterverse New Eternia. Obviously, the Hordak is the cartoon image from the Revolution trailer that we've seen, and just also stills that we've seen online too.
Absolutely. Big shout out real quick to Pride of Grayskull. And I want to say a huge hello to Brick Something because we're going to be hanging out right after the stream at 4:30 on Brick's channel. So Brick, I'm looking forward to that. And we're just going to be talking cool toys and the amazing stuff that we've seen this week. So tune in for that.
You're going to have a blast. Brick is awesome. It's one of the few people that I've met in person through this whole thing. So Brick and actually Silver K, we live pretty close to each other. So it's really fun. Like, for example, last weekend, I was at the SF Fan Expo in San Francisco with Silver K for one day. And so she let me tag along to her photo op with Mark Hamill. So that was fun. But she also got some really cool photo ops too.
I saw that on Instagram. That was so awesome, Silver K. Congrats on those amazing opportunity to get a picture with Luke Skywalker himself.
But Cora brings up a good point. Could the
Mhm.
missing figure be a spoiler for Revolution? So they're not. I guess if you're talking about us, we spoil things right and left, but we'll try to see what that figure is before it's released. But it could
Mhm.
be. They did that with
It could
Skelegod,
be.
and I was like really mad because I was like, okay, there's this huge like presence of Skeletor that looks really different. How does he blend into the
Yeah.
canon and cartoon and series? So I'm. It's funny. We spill the tea all the time, but when I see it for myself, I'm like, ah.
I know, right? We get that moment of awe and surprise and like, you know, like freaking out, but no one gets to see it because we find out about it way before everybody else does.
Yes. Yeah, Silver K, that was fun. Yeah, it was totally a memorable experience, and thank you so much for suggesting that we go to that. So that was really fun.
That's
Awesome. So, all
awesome.
right, so Thunder Punch He-Man. Super fan of Thunder Punch He-Man. I loved him in
Mhm.
classics. I loved him in the Origins line. I don't Do I
Yeah.
have him in the vintage line? I don't know. But yeah. And one thing to
Yeah.
mention too, we don't know if these figures are New Eternia or any. I have a suspect for Revolution, which is the obvious one, but I have no idea whether we weren't given any of those details.
No, but to me, I suspect that Thunder Punch He-Man will be a new Eternia version because he's just crying out for it. This is such a classic character. We haven't seen any inkling of him in the Revolution cartoon, so it just leads to kind of logic that he'll be new Eternia, and that makes me super excited because I don't have him in classics yet. So to get him in Masterverse would be awesome.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I really wish that they would do something with the like fake caps or something that he came with, because that was a
Uh-huh.
really cool feature back in the 80s, and one of my favorite
Yeah.
smells is that cap smell.
That's so funny. I did have a vintage Thunder Punch He-Man, but I never like put the caps in there to, you know, make the gunpowder
I
burn.
mean,
But I
it
do
was
remember
very
that smell.
cool. It's
Yeah,
like bring it
yeah,
back in some
it is
form.
really cool.
If it's like a cap air freshener that you can just put in your car, I would love that. Like, forget the Moss Man
That would be
smell. I
awesome.
want the Thunder Punch He-Man cap smell. Who's
Cap
with me?
smell. That is so cool. That is so cool. I want to give a big shout out to Ken from Toy Connections, who is watching. And Ken, huge congratulations on something that is coming up. You guys got this awesome new Delta 17 toy line, almost close to ready to go. So huge congrats. We got to see a little sneak peek on how those figures turned out, and they are incredible. So keep an eye out for Delta 17. And Ken, super happy for you and your team.
That's awesome. We love Ken. Ken, you're the
Yeah,
best.
yeah. You are the best, Ken. He is.
um,
He is incredible.
I'm
Yeah,
trying
I'm,
to
I'm
look.
super excited about this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I love every iteration that they do for Thunder Punch He-Man. The only thing that's going to be a
Mhm.
wild card is what head sculpt they're going to go with, because they've had a multitude of head sculpts for He-Man, and I think they're finally like, I think by maybe the 21st or 22nd they could get it exactly right.
I hope so. Um, and it's like I want to see that classic He-Man head sculpt, and they haven't landed it yet. They got close when it came with the 40th anniversary, but there was something
But
still a little bit lanky about his face. So the proportions weren't quite there. But I really want to see a great head sculpt on this He-Man because he absolutely deserves it. And it's like by this time, if they do an awesome head sculpt on him, I'll have to buy several versions just to kind of reuse his head.
that's awesome. Want to say a huge shout out to Mr. Terrence St. John. It's his 4-month anniversary being a crew member. Thank you so much for the support, my friend.
Hello, Terrence. Good to see you there.
That is awesome.
Yeah, but this one's going to be awesome. And it's funny because I did create like a custom Masterverse Thunder Punch He-Man because I had gotten a really cheap 40th anniversary one. You remember when they went on clearance at Target for like $10?
Yeah, like they
11
always
bucks.
do, right? Because the line's ending,
Yep.
right?
Yep. And I had an extra Origins one. So I basically just took the Origins armor and put it on him, and then painted the top of his boots white, and he looked awesome. But it's not the same thing as having like a real one.
Totally. And like, who knows? Like, I know they haven't shown everything in the Masters of the Universe Revolution trailer, but you
Mhm.
know, I know that we have a Battle Armor He-Man coming from that line, so maybe
Yeah.
they'll stick with I mean, they'll probably do a new Eternia version, but I don't really know like
Mhm.
where those concepts came from. But I'm hoping it's
Yeah.
not Revolution because I want them
I
to kind of
know.
mirror more of that classic vibe.
Absolutely. And do you think he'll get any like little either silvery or like back metal like finishes on it? Because they
I would
haven't
hope
done that
so.
yet. Origins
Yeah, I
has,
would hope so.
and it'd be
Yeah.
nice to get that like finish on his chest armor and then his shield.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I think that yeah, the chest armor really makes it stand out. And yeah, I think it
Mhm.
adds a little more premium effect. I did love
Yeah.
the energy effects that came with
Mhm.
the classics figure, and also just
Yeah.
the translucent accessories are also cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I think those look great, especially his translucent sword as well. That's a must-have, and just
Yeah.
such a great callback. And I love the little cap that's sitting in his shield. I want to also give a huge shout out and thank you to Atomic Yeti,
Oh,
who is a new member of the crew. Thank you, Atomic Yeti,
well,
for
thank you,
joining, and
Tom.
thanks for your support. Giving you a big shout out, and gonna say a huge hello to Daniel Huron, who has been a member
Daniel.
for 8 months from day
Wow.
one, right?
Oh my gosh, it's been that long. Holy
Yeah,
cow. Wow.
since we launched the cruise. So Daniel, huge
Oh,
congratulations. Welcome to the show. Awesome to see you in the chat. Yeah, so this one's going to be a really, really cool figure. I can't wait what they do to him.
that's awesome. Ooh, Clint is spilling some tea too. I don't know if I've just missed this, but Shatner will be playing a new character called Sabotage. I don't know if it's a joke, but if you if you know any more, Clint, that
Very
would be awesome. It's always fun
yeah,
to
let
have
us
like
know.
all of these epic uh talent, you know, and actors just from history like Mark Hamill, William Shatner,
Mhm.
everybody, right? Oh, she
Look
said
what
it
he.
was a
I'm
joke.
sorry. Look what he said. It was a joke. After you went on about it for a while, it's
That's
okay,
funny.
Clint. You got him with it. It's not April 1st, but you know, it's
You
all
got, I
good.
mean, I'm pretty gullible, so it's all good.
Get
That's
it?
one of my
Sabotage. I guess he's
that's
gonna
one of my
version to show
qualities.
it.
Now I have that Beastie Boys song Sabotage in my head. What's
Oh my god, that's too
a
funny.
sabotage? All right.
Alex Valdez, it's all good that you're late, my friend. Love you guys too. So cool. Crew's awesome. You guys are
Yes.
great.
Another good guy that was on the list
Mhm.
was Cyclone, which is I think is a lot of
Mhm.
people's favorites. Definitely a
Yeah.
non-traditional paint app and non-traditional character
Yeah.
with that radar lenticular in the middle of his chest.
Mhm. I know. This one is going to look so cool in your Masterverse display just because of his like bright yellow and blue colors. Like I can't wait for Cyclone. And I do have him in classics and I love him. I think he's awesome. This is the classics figure, I believe, that you got
Yeah.
here.
Mhm.
But to see him in the Masterverse line with that new treatment, like it's going to be amazing. But if we get him before we get the Origins one, a lot of people are going to be upset.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking about this list that we're seeing now is, remember every March Mattel drops a gaggle of figures on us, and so I think we're going to see these show up there because I think the line is pretty well staggered
Mhm.
until March. That's basically when
Oh yeah.
Masterverse, that wave 12 with Mechanic, Triclops, and I forget that third
Mhm.
one. Who else? Oh, Battle Armor He-Man from Revolution because he's so
Oh,
forgettable.
yeah. Oh, it's there's just there were so many figures that got announced like last time around. It's just so hard to keep up with the slew of characters that are out there. But yeah,
Yeah.
this works in perfectly with the timing for when all those figures are supposed to be. You know, the majority of them, you know, just about shipping out.
Yeah,
So this will buy Mattel time for the later half of next year.
totally. Yeah. So yeah, this is really exciting, and you know, hopefully we'll see all of this like drop on that March Madness day or whatever, the Ides of March.
It's like Toy Tuber Madness Day because that's when we get slammed with like news.
Yeah, and Sci-Fi Tsunami, I know Cyclone is your favorite, and you know you are not shy about expressing that. I love that you have a favorite, and I'm so sorry that you have to wait so long to get it. It's like, and also too, like
Aw.
there's some parts reuse that they could do here. It's not like they're making too bad, where it's like a totally brand new buck that has, you know, that's like chonkier and has different legs and stuff. It's like they
Mhm.
could pretty much do this in Origins. But hopefully we'll see him in
Yeah,
Masterverse. I don't know.
hopefully. I mean, it's exciting though that they see like the fan outcry for Cyclone that they put him into Wave 13. I think that's incredible.
Yeah, I hope they give him the new Eternia treatment, because he also
Mhm.
appeared in the 2000X cartoon, and I remember in the classics line they had that head pack that came out of Buzz Off,
Yeah.
Cyclone, a few others, and so
Mhm.
it was actually cool because it gave them a different look. You could swap them in and out depending on your mood
Mhm.
or what you like, and I really hope that they do it this,
Yep.
and if he becomes a Revolution figure, ugh, I don't want to see that, but I'd rather see him in like New
Yeah, me
Eternia.
neither. I mean, it feels like the new Eternia figures have been more of their successful ones that are most popular. People really are drawn to. So I'm hoping that they continue that because
Yeah,
those
too
are the
bad
ones that
though.
they've been doing the best out of. You know, the new Eternia Man at Arms
Mhm.
and Trapjaw. Those are incredible. You
Yeah,
know, and I'm just kind of like, I don't even need my Revolution ones anymore because they did such
right.
an amazing job with those figures. So
Oh,
keep it
totally.
up, Mattel.
Totally. Yeah, we have no idea when Masterverse Snoutspout's coming out, because he wasn't dropped when they dropped a whole bunch of figures on our head, what, a couple months ago already?
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
and then they dropped a
and
whole new
that
line on our head too.
I know, and well, we know he will most likely be a deluxe figure, and when they've held them back like that, it's because he's gonna show up when nobody is looking at
Right.
Target, just like Slush Head did, just like Ram Man, and who else came out with Ram Man at the same time?
Oh,
That's still on the
Whiplash and
shelves.
Clawful. Yeah.
Whiplash. So I'm sure of it. He'll probably be popping up in the next couple months.
Ooh, Smetty, Cyclone is alluded to in the new MOTU Revelation comic. So yeah, I mean anything's
Oh,
possible, but
yeah. Let's keep him in Eternia. That would be awesome.
that
And
would
a
be
huge shout out to Wolf Chahi for your $5 super chat. That is so awesome of you.
oh, thank you.
Classics is pretty fun, and I collect both, but I get much more excited about Masterverse, and Cyclone is one of my
Oh,
favorites. Wolf, you're absolutely right. Classics is an awesome line, but the articulation on the new Masterverse figures has been incredible, and they just keep stepping it up a notch with all of
yeah.
their releases. I can't wait to see what Cyclone's box is going to look like with that new
Yeah.
box art. You know, for the first time, Michael, I found myself buying an extra Masterverse figure to keep like closed
Oh,
in the
wow.
box. The first time ever. I've never done that before, and it was Man at Arms because I loved
Oh,
his artwork. The box looks so cool that I wanted an extra one of him. So for me to do that, Mattel did a great job at making the packages look fantastic.
that's awesome. Danny dropping the heat. Also, there's more Horde and Pop Ladies coming to Masterverse 2024. That is very
Mm,
exciting news. We have a
yeah, it is.
breaking news right now. That's awesome.
Danny, drop us a line. We want to know. We want to know
That's
more.
great. Yes, we always do. That's awesome.
Mhm.
Very cool. All right. So another figure that is coming to the Wave 13 assortment is Emperor Hordak, and I guarantee that's probably a uh, Revolution figure, just because we didn't have an Emperor Hordak anywhere in the line, and he looks very regal right here.
He does, and you know, who can't use more Hordaks? So he would look really cool, and he's going to be very stylized because he's got like that ultra big shoulder armor.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like those exaggerated features from the animated look. Plus, he's in his gray color tones, which is different than the Hordak we got previously for the Masterverse Wave. So that'd be pretty
true.
cool.
That is very true. Also, if you notice his shoulder armor and that's that huge thing that's on his body, that reminds me, it's giving me Skelegod feels because that figure was oversized and it had that type of armor. I really hope they don't just reuse the Skelegod armor.
Yeah,
and just
I was thinking the same thing, and I hope they don't do that.
But it's funny. I don't typically study these images quite a bit, but like Hordak's got red teeth in this one. He looks like he's just like mowed down on somebody. Maybe he just got sick of Mantena and just
Oh my god.
I don't know. That's freaky.
That is kind of freaky. You're absolutely right. He does that.
But yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I think the Hordak would look great, and you know, maybe this is a way for us to get that kind of gray and black and red color schemed Hordak. So I'm not complaining.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll be cool. You know, for me, just because there's so many Masterverse figures coming out, I've been trying to be more picky about it. And I think I made the conscious decision not to collect the ones that are the animated series for Revolution or Revelation or whatever.
I did the same, and I never do that.
I know, me neither, but we're getting to that point. We're having to do that with classified figures now.
Yeah.
You know, and I did skip a couple of the last ones, you know, pre-orders that came out because I'm like, I just can't get them all.
Yeah, I'm skipping all the ninjas in the classified series except for Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes because I don't have any love for ninjas except for those ones.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I just started divesting of all my Legos because that was just another thing. I'm like, okay, I had this huge Disney castle that took me weeks to put together. My husband gave it to me for my birthday like 6 years ago, and then I was trying to move it. The last thing I was moving from the old house to the new house, and I was placing it in a box, and as I did, the whole thing collapsed and fell apart. So I was like, that's it. I'm getting rid of my Legos. That was like, it broke my heart. So sometimes you got to make decisions with your toy collections. When you start focusing on other stuff and the collection starts getting, you know, big on another end, you got to kind of let some stuff go. And it's just part of what we do.
Totally. What is up, Thanos Copter? How are you? Yeah, I think on Oz's stream, Thanos Copter shows up a few times, and it's always fun to jump in when the whole crew is on. And also Silver K and Brick and everybody that pops on. It's like a geeky hangout, which is fun.
That's always fun.
Yes, Sci-Fi Tsunami. Yes, I actually cannot agree with you more. I don't like ninjas in G.I. Joe, but the ninjas in MOTU, I'll give a pass to.
Absolutely.
All right. One that I'm actually really, really looking forward to is Leech. Leech was a gargantuan, like Masterverse, or sorry, Classics character when they made him, and I just think he looks cool. Like he looks freaky. He looks like he's about to rip your head off.
Leech is a really cool figure, and I hope that they include the alternate hands with him as well, because I know they didn't do that with the Classics figure, but they did do that with the Origins version, right? So he's got to have his alternate hands because that just makes him that much more like useful and fun. And as a matter of fact, I think I have your extra Classics in my collection now, don't I?
You do. You do. Yes. Want to say what's up to Miss Allison Troy. Greetings, toy habitors. I love that. Yeah, Leech would be amazing. So the thing that I'm worried about for this list is like the Horde is going to play a central role in the Revolution series. I hope they don't go Revolution for these figures, but if they do, it's okay. I guess we can see what they look like, and we'll know that they're probably going to make a new Eternia or other sculpt or other like pop figure from it
eventually. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Yeah, it's like it's like that Revolution Trapjaw or sorry, Revelation Trapjaw that came out. Like, if you don't put the motherboard garb on him, he was fine aside from the goofy head sculpt. So I was like, oh, they're not
Yeah.
going to make another one. And then, okay, eat my words.
Then they did. And, you know, I had that sneaking feeling when I bought them that they were gonna make one eventually, but I didn't want to wait the like 2 years or whatever. So I was like, I'll just buy him, and then if he ever comes out with another version, I'll get rid of this. So, and lo and behold, you know, about 2 years later, now we have this awesome version, or a year and a half, right?
Oh,
And the
totally.
new Trapjaw is incredible.
Oh my gosh, it is incredible, and I'm so glad that they did it. And it's funny
Mhm.
because I had bought 2 of that Revelation
I
trap
remember.
out because I was like, oh, I want one in his motherboard gear and the other one not, but now I have 3. So
I couldn't. I don't know, man. I didn't drink the Kool-Aid on the motherboard thing. I just couldn't do it.
I just found it was cool, like you could play dress up
Yeah.
with them, and like I don't
Oh
like
yeah, that's always fun.
yeah, it harkened back to when I was in elementary school. There was a girl that lived up the street, and so when I would go to her house, we'd be playing, the
Oh, how cool.
traditional like Barbie, strawberry shortcake, and whatever. And then when she come to my house, she
Mhm.
would play GI Joes, Transformers. It was fun.
That's so fun. I love strawberry shortcake. I do have a small collection of those.
Oh, there is one. I think you have a lot to say about this. I know it's not
Mhm.
MOTU related, but GI Joe Classified series question. I've been on the fence about purchasing Shipwreck. Is he worth it?
Oh my god, I don't think I have them next to me because I these are all the new ones I just got. But Shipwreck, the classified version of him, is freaking awesome. I gotta tell you, Mint with Card, don't miss out on him. He is an amazing recreation of the vintage Shipwreck you had as a kid. He has like worn jeans, which look really cool, and Polly is awesome. He's really classic. If you're looking for classic versions of GI Joes, I'd absolutely get Shipwreck. Like that's totally like no question about it. They did a great job on him. I can't say more. And if you do have questions, Mint on Card, about Shipwreck, I did an awesome review on toyhabits.com. And just go ahead on our website, hit the little magnifying glass if you don't want to, thumb through all of those. It's right there. Shipwreck in hand review. Just type in Shipwreck at the top of the search bar and it'll pop right up. And that'll answer all your questions because he is awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah, and you captured him amazingly. So this is actually one figure that I'm looking forward to come out in the Tiger Force. So the Euro Tiger
Oh,
Force
yeah.
version with Marujo, and
Mhm.
I would love to see him there too, which he probably is
Absolutely.
coming anyway. That's awesome.
Totally.
All
Yep.
right, Leech would be great. And then the last
Mhm.
one is the oh yeah, so basically the standard figures for Wave 13 are, that are in the sets of 4.
Mhm.
So Thunder Punch, He-Man, Cyclone, Emperor Hordak, and Leech. And then there's also a deluxe Horde Trooper. And I remember Sci-Fi Tsunami dropping a comment that in the trailer there is a reference to the Horde Trooper in the trailer of Revolution.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
I haven't gone back through that yet, but I really hope we get a New Eternia version or just a regular
Me
pop
too.
version.
Yeah, me too. I hope it's a pop version because that would be pretty neat.
Yeah.
New Eternia and pop. It's pretty much going to be the same type of figure, but this one is an awesome army builder. So if they do them too stylized, I think it might turn some people off and buying like a bunch of them. So
Yes.
hopefully they go the route of doing them like New Eternia style or pop, so that it is appealing to a lot of people, and then they can you're going to need at least two. You can't buy just one. You need,
Jeez.
the two Horde Troopers have to be
This is
together.
not Lay's potato chips. Like you can't eat just one.
Exactly.
It's funny.
So hopefully Mattel does them right. I can't wait. And I
Yeah,
want to see how he's got to have some kind of pop open chest something. Maybe it's like pop on armor. I don't
that'd
know
be
what they're
fun.
going to do with them, but he's going to have some kind of action feature.
That would be fun. Yeah, I
Mhm.
would love that. Like the Masterverse line is where you can, hopefully they can go nuts on that stuff and do
Yeah,
action features because there's no part swappability like Motu Origins, so they have nothing to worry about there.
absolutely.
Oh yeah, so I wanted to bring this image back up because I remember in the Masters of the Universe Classics, the General Sundar figure, he came with
Mhm.
extra heads that you could pop on to the
Oh,
Hord
yeah.
Troopers. Yeah, so they have like I forget the actual names. You know, there's one, I think the purple dude with the yellow eyes is from the DC comics, and then these
Oh,
are
yeah.
from the cartoon. And I'm sure if Allison Troy is still on, could you please let me know what these are? This might be like a Marine Horde Trooper where they go underwater. Like, I
Oh,
don't know
yeah,
what
that's kinda
happens to
cool.
their electronics. They seem to waterproof that. And I love that they give him a breathing apparatus. He's a robot.
It's like an Apple Watch, you can swim with it.
Yes,
Right?
right. That's totally, yeah, that's funny. Yes, Cora, yes, more Horde Troopers are always better, but it sucks that they're making
Mhm.
this a deluxe version because
No.
you don't wanna buy a lot of them because they're so
So
expensive.
so you know what you do? You get one when they first come out because we're all impatient, we really want our Horde Trooper, and then when they're shelf warming and they go on clearance at Target, then you can fill out your army.
Oh, yeah,
Right?
there we go, okay. I need to
There's
do
a
that
game
more.
plan.
I need to do that more because
Mhm.
I bought way too many Python Patrol Trouble Bubbles. So I need to
You know,
wait
and
and do.
I've seen them sitting on the shelf this weekend at Target. I bought 2. One of them, as you know, Michael, that I sent you a picture, the neck peg broke
Oh,
on my
no.
Televiper, so I sent it back to Target, but I did see them sitting on the shelf this weekend. I went back to the same store like 2 days in a row. They're still sitting on the shelf, so I said, "I'm not gonna rush to get an extra one. I'll get an extra one then when they go on sale or they go on clearance. I'm sure they're gonna
Yeah,
sit there." So
yeah,
that's
and
my new strategy
that's
on
good.
army building stuff.
That's good, and with Target's return policy, it's 3 months, and usually
Oh,
they'll
yeah.
go on sale at some point in those 3 months,
Mhm.
but that reminds me, there is a nice sale going on Target right now, and I don't know if it's just
Yes.
exclusive to me or if any like because some of the Circle, like, promotions are exclusive to you, but I think there's a $10 off $50 purchase or more, and then I got a $15 off any toy.
Mhm.
So I'm like,
Yeah,
I need
so
to
did
go
I.
shopping.
And there's some stuff that's like buy 2 or buy 1, get 1 free as well with certain, brands.
Oh,
So,
right.
make sure to check that out. But Michael did an awesome article on, the latest wave of classified figures, which we can dive into after this conversation because, they did pop up, and we'll talk about it in a minute, but that sale does apply, so
Yeah.
and I did see that latest wave actually just before the stream. I hit the mall Target and
Oh,
they
cool.
had Hawk and Buzzer and Ripper as well. So I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
wow, they're and all of the Python Patrol figures, the
Oh,
latest
wow.
ones.
Oh, that's
Cool.
awesome. Jeez. That's
Yeah.
very cool. It's so fun to see the shelves packed because that's
Yeah.
how it used to be before COVID.
Yeah, and you know what? I feel like Hasbro has been doing such a great job of getting all these new figures out very quickly
Yeah.
now all of a sudden and on the shelves very quickly because before it was
Yeah.
like a drought and we
Oh
had
my
those
god.
damn um Snake Eyes movie figures sitting rotting on the shelves for like over a year
Oh,
and
geez,
nothing
yeah.
new and now all of a sudden it's like they're just getting all the new figures real fast. So
That's
good job,
crazy.
Hasbro. Thank you.
Oh, totally. Uh, yeah, Sci-Fi Tsunami makes a good point. Like, if you're patient and wait, you can find this stuff at a good deal. And I had no idea
Mhm.
and that like Ross would even carry this stuff until people started
Yeah.
posting it. So I'm gonna start hitting Ross
My
now.
Ross doesn't have anything. You should check it out. But yeah, I've never seen any of those cool. No GI Joe, no Motu at my Ross.
Oh, that
But
sucks.
you're probably lucky that Sci-Fi Tsunami. If your Ross has that stuff, good for you. That's great.
Yeah. Oh, I guess you're in good company, Toy Sorceress,
Yeah.
because he's known a few people that have broken the neck peg on those Python Patrol
So
stuff.
so word to the wise to everybody: if you're getting a Python Patrol treble bubble and you want to swap out the heads because there's alternate heads for your Televiper, warm it up either with a hair dryer or in warm water, hot water or warm water for dip them for 30 seconds or a minute, and then change the head.
Ah,
I should have done that, but
pro tip, but
little did I know.
how did you know? Because you haven't had to do that before, right?
No, and the weird thing is also with the Python Patrol officer, when I went to swap his head out, his whole neck came up,
Oh,
like the
geez.
whole yeah, but it didn't break. But there's because it's pegged on both sides. So I was like, well, I should have known right then that it was not going to be a good like figure opening experience.
Yeah.
To get everything broke after.
Oh man, jeez, that's nuts. Action figure
Mhm.
archaeologist, what is up? Yeah, so much hate for the Snake Eyes movie figures. Yeah, I guess it's the movie and the figures. I mean, I took the movie for what it was worth. It was something to do
Mhm.
on
Yeah,
a lazy Saturday.
exactly. And the figures were too, I don't know, maybe just like too like stylized and realistic and kind of plain to me.
Yeah,
Not, they didn't have any kind of harkening back to what we love about GI Joe, and just kind of too removed from the
yeah,
rest of the line. So that was
yeah.
probably why.
Yeah, it's weird because like they're trying to introduce like tie-ins to GI Joe in the Transformers movie, and this movie has been out for a long time, but it's like the
Mhm.
Beast Wars, tease that
Mhm.
GI Joe like crossing over into the movies, but it's like you wouldn't know it's GI Joe until
Mhm.
somebody says it, because it's like they're talking to this old dude and then they're like they reference GI Joe, and I was like, he looks nothing like anything that I've seen in a movie or in the animation.
Which, speaking of, Transformers and GI Joe, if you have not gotten your Thunder Machine, your Soundwave Thunder Machine, this thing
Oh,
is
that's
awesome.
awesome.
It is awesome, and uh, you know, look who we have here, Daniel.
Ooh,
It's Serana.
those
Serana
Zorana, right, Zorana.
Serana's here, and Zartan. These O-ring figures are awesome.
Dreams
I
come
just
true.
absolutely love them. But I'm gonna have to pick up another one of these when he goes on clearance, because I gotta tell you, transforming him was really hard, and then transforming him back was worse. So,
Oh
because I
god.
had to change him for the review, and I really wanted to leave him in his sound wave function, but then I'm like, now I don't have the car for these guys, the vehicle. So, if you haven't picked one of these up, he is incredible. Just a word to the wise. Like
Awesome.
they're really kicking it up a notch when it comes to these crossovers.
Oh, totally. Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really love those. And yeah, there's also like there's all this GI Joe news that is coming up, and I'm hoping that we can we're trying to set up a collab stream this coming weekend for one of a more
Yep.
of a newer Joe YouTuber that I've come across. So I hopefully that
Mm-hmm.
works, so we can just talk about all the GI Joe stuff at once. But we have more GI Joe that is coming out the wazoo.
Yeah.
For
And that announcement from Super 7 taking over O-Ring.
oh my god,
And what did I say to you the night before when we got the tease from Super 7 saying there was a big announcement coming the next day?
yeah, you were you were like it's got to be O-ring related, because like I was writing up the article, and I'd sent it over to the Toy Sorceress, and I was like, can you just gut check this for me? And she's like, yeah, it's probably O-ring.
I said, I bet you anything they're taking over O-Ring, and it's going to be all Sumbo comic, et
Yeah,
cetera, stuff that hasn't been done before by Hasbro. And we were totally on the dot. But in that point, I'm going to put a pin in it, because we got more news coming for you guys.
that's awesome.
That's all
Yes.
I'll say.
Yo, Joe, Todd loves toys. Wave 15, Wave 15 Origins? I mean, they don't have that many left to make, but we are
Mm-hmm.
sitting on a couple we are sitting on a couple figures that we have not revealed yet that are coming. So we will have to
Mm-hmm.
circle back to that later.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's super exciting.
It's awesome. But man,
Mhm.
so yeah, we started this one, or just coming from that anonymous source, but then this week it was just like GI Joe leak after
Yeah.
GI Joe leak after GI Joe leak, with
Yeah.
a bunch of name figures and also unnamed figures, but also
Mm-hmm.
really exciting vehicles that could be coming to the line too, which is awesome.
Yeah, and when I saw what you had in store for us in terms of the vehicles coming to classified, do you want to dive into that first, and then we'll take a look at the leaked images for the stuff we do know that's coming. So we have for you. Oh, sorry, my computer just
Oh, that's all right. Let
locked
me just say
pages.
a
Give me one
big shout
second.
out to the man child who does a lot of amazing early reviews for figures. I think he just posted one on the
Oh
mutated
yeah,
He-Man figures, or from the Turtles of Grayskull. So yes, very cool that
huge
you were stopping
thank
by,
you
my
to the man.
Yeah.
He was nice enough to give us the photos of the mini comic early before you got your Man at Arms, which gave us a lot of hints to teases coming in the TMNT crossover line. So huge thank you to Manchild for sending those over. And your reviews are just so much fun. But it's incredible. Like that new line is just opening up a whole new world for us.
Oh, totally. Yeah, it's funny. Like, yeah, Sci-Fi Tsunami. I could not agree with you more. It's more like a flood than a leak at this point.
Call a plumber, like
Yeah,
Michael said.
that's right. But yeah, this was interesting. So this news came from, there's a YouTube channel called It's Chad, and so he usually focuses on the 3 3/4 inch line, and he doesn't really like spill the tea, but he's actually the one that called the Sergeant Slaughter Triple T Cup Transformers crossover, and he got ripped to shreds over that last year. But you know what? He was right. And so I am banking on the fact that I usually don't say things are coming when I don't know, but when a source is reliable as this, I'm going to just say it. It's coming.
Absolutely. And, speaking of the Triple T, there was, that hint on the packaging for the Thunder Machine that came with Soundwave. That, last time we got a hint about Bumblebee and absolutely was right on track. So, you can't be wrong about that one. And oh my gosh, I am like flabbergasted. Manchild,
Holy
you
cow.
are too kind. $50 super chat.
Oh my
You're
gosh.
amazing. Thank you so much. Check out the Manchild's YouTube channel. I love your reviews, and he does such a great job of just like part swapping and figure comparison, and like every freaking thing you can want, to the point where he's almost pulling his figures apart just to show us like maybe what you could do with it.
It's
like
crazy.
Super cool of you, and just keep up the great
work.
So
much.
Yeah, you are so
That's
awesome.
amazing. I do reviews seldomly, but I don't rip them apart and do part swapping. But for the folks that do that, like the Manchild, more power to you. Like it's actually really entertaining when you do that, because there's all of these combinations of figures that you wouldn't really know like how to put them together.
Sometimes I'm on the fence about a figure and I'm like, oh, I didn't realize you can do that with it. I absolutely have to get it. Or, just opens your eyes to like, wow, that's pretty cool. Like, didn't know, that worked on it. So Manchild, keep up the great work. And, love that you're able to get your hands on stuff so early and keep us all wowed,
Totally.
I love that Donatello review. I mean, that was cool.
That was awesome. Just want to say a quick hello to Kenzo's Creations, amazing customizer and friend of the channel. So check out him as well.
Oh my God. And Manchild said he's have broken so many parts. I am so sure. Wow. I am, again, you guys are, is it the holidays? Because our crew is being so generous.
Oh my God.
Look at that. Action figure archaeologist has gifted 20 Toy Habits crew memberships.
Holy cow.
You are so kind. Oh my gosh, that is so nice of you. Thank you, Action Figure Archaeologist.
Oh my gosh.
You are incredible for that.
Oh my gosh, that is so amazing. Like between like Christmas and Thanksgiving, there's a lot of things to be thankful for, and like this amazing crew and crowd that tunes into us every week is amazing.
Well, while you're on the subject, Michael, because we did take Thanksgiving weekend off, as we all did, to spend time with family, I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to all of our crew members, all of the awesome people in the chat. You guys have made this so like worthwhile doing. We do this for you. We're here to spend time with the community, all our fellow collectors, and we just want to give a huge shout out to all of you for your support, for watching our show, for tuning in on all the cool news we have on the website. But we couldn't do this without you, and we do this for you because we just enjoy spending time with everybody. So thanks a lot.
Oh my gosh, so appreciative. And thank you so much, everyone. So cool. All right, sorry. There we go. Back to
the Thunder Machine and Snowcat. So I got to tell you, the one I was most freaking excited about was the Snowcat. I have the vintage, vehicle of this. It's really cool. Like, I don't know, there's something about that little like cat, decal
Yeah,
It's like with that little face it has on it that just like makes
that's
it so
funny.
like cute and like vintage GI Joe because it's like branded where it's part of like the Joe line, but it's like this extra like little Arctic semi branding or something for it, which it just makes it so much more special. And to get that in classified scale, like we've crossed the Rubicon now. We're getting a vamp, which is incredible. It's not a freaking Ram cycle for the
Right,
20th time. They are now
right.
making us actual vehicles. And
Yeah.
so these two, like, this is so cool. The best news
Oh
I
my
could have
gosh.
heard.
So amazing. Yeah. And luckily there are like very talented 3D printers and customizers that know how to put
Mhm.
all of this stuff together. And so we use these
Yeah.
as stand-ins just so people can visualize like what a
Oops.
classified
Sorry.
series scale vehicle would look like because I don't know,
Hmm.
it's kind of deceiving because like once you get the vehicles, I don't want to say in hand, but it's very deceiving how large these things could be. Like when we first saw the
Yeah.
hiss, that thing was monstrous.
Oh my God. I know. And we have yet to actually have it in hand at the moment, but I'm just starting out with the Snowcat. I can't wait to see what the packaging for this is going to look like.
Yeah.
Um, that's going to be so cool. And could you imagine, now that we have Snow Job, he can ride in it. We'll probably get frostbite. I
Yeah.
mean, that's going to be
Also
so
too, like,
freaking cool.
yeah, the Arctic characters like Blizzard, like
Mhm.
there's so many things that they could do because they also did
Yeah.
these characters in Tiger Force because there was a Tiger Cat
Mhm.
in the Tiger Force
Yep.
line.
I
Tiger
have.
Force Blizzard came out as a
Yeah.
Euro exclusive too. So they have so much
Yeah.
to do.
I, dude, I would be over the moon if they made a tiger cat. Like,
Yeah.
I'd just be happy we get a tiger paw because we now know the ferret's coming.
Oh my gosh,
Like,
right? Oh my gosh, there's so many. Yeah, I think they're hitting their stride with things that they could repaint. 'Cause
mm,
that's pretty much all
I
they're
mean, just
making right now are things that
the
they could
vamp
repaint.
alone, that's like three. That's like two more vehicles or three more vehicles because we'll get the Tiger Force version. We'll get the vamp too, and we're gonna get a stinger out of it.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be cool. I like the Stinger is one of my favorite vehicles just
Hmm.
because it has those cool detachable rockets.
Yeah, and I love the Tiger Sting. Like I
Yeah.
have that. I have the vintage one of it. They're very hard to come by and in good condition. And to have that in classified scale, like I just I don't know why. And all we have right now is the freaking Ram Cycle and Tiger Force, but just the paint apps on that alone with like, the little like tiger face and the stripes and the orange and yellow gradation of color on it. Like how cool would that be in an actual larger size vehicle? Like,
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I think
I'm so
too,
excited.
also the one thing that I noticed about this particular vehicle is it has
Mhm.
the tank treads on it, and so maybe this
Oh,
is
yeah.
a like test to see how they've done the hiss, but like test for like a Mobat
Mhm.
tank or a Wolverine. That would be cool.
Absolutely. Oh my god, that would be so cool. And then there's my favorite little Snowcat logo on it.
Aw.
I love it.
That's awesome.
And of course, with the Snowcat comes Frostbite. So
Yeah.
another really awesome Arctic character we're gonna get when this vehicle comes out, and we know it's got to have a driver. So it'll
Oh,
be
totally.
Frostbite, and he's gonna look great.
Totally. Yeah, I can't wait for him either. It's like it's a very simple figure, but it's an iconic character.
Hmm. And here is a custom version done by Yo Joe ARAH. And if you haven't checked them out on Instagram, oh my gosh, like every time we do like a leak or like a figure name only reveal, this is my go-to source to take a look at what a classified scale version would look like because Yojo ARH has done so many amazing customs of figures that we don't have yet. And I absolutely love the treatment that he gives them, but it gives us a really good idea of what this would look like at that scale. And the fact that he was able to recreate a snowcat in that size is
Oh yeah.
incredible.
So that one, yeah, that one I'm looking at his Instagram now. So he applies the paint app to these things and the
Hmm.
design and models are done by
Oh,
Steve's Toys. So it's at
wow.
S3D_toys. And the decals that we all love are by a person named Sean Cho at
That's awesome.
Mr. Zero, but it's Xero, Mr. Xero. So that's awesome.
That is incredible. There's so many talented
Yeah.
customizers out there. Like huge kudos to all of you. And it's amazing to see, you know, that kind of collaboration and work coming together to make this like amazing custom product.
Yeah, and Sci-Fi Tsunami, I did see your oh, he did make a sci-fi, Mr. Sci-Fi Tsunami. So,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
yeah, here,
absolutely.
we just
Look,
add it
look
real
how big
quick.
this is.
I know it's huge.
Oh, go
Sorry,
ahead.
let me go back. I just wanted to
Oh
flash
no,
this.
you're good. Go ahead and share that. Go ahead and share that. I want to give
It's like,
Sci-Fi and Tsunami a moment in the sun and enjoy that amazing custom.
yeah, it's so funny because yeah, I guess you know, Sci-Fi Tsunami's name is sci-fi, it has sci-fi in it, so of course he loves Mr. Sci.
Exactly.
All right, sorry, didn't mean to.
But just taking a look at the scale of this thing,
Yeah,
I mean, it's huge. This is like the size of a his tank.
yeah, it's big. These vehicles are huge, and I'm glad that you
Mhm.
got a room that can take all this, and I'm working on trying to get one built.
Well, that's why I had to let go of my Legos because I'm like
Yeah,
something's got to go. There's no room to display those.
right.
There won't be after all this stuff comes out. I know you're working on your plan B for that too, Michael.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, yeah, but these guys look so cool in here. I
They look
love this.
amazing. Yeah,
Hmm.
like the cabin is so roomy in here. It's like they can have room for like
Hmm.
a soft drink or something, or you know, whatever. They can
They
just,
got a couple Slurpees in there.
there you go.
Good gulps as we're cruising around. But like, I mean, look at the control panel. At this scale, you can have some like a incredible detail on
Yeah.
here, and you know, just seeing like what they did with the Hissing. Do you think this is going to be a retail release like the Vamp was, or do you think it would be a HasLab?
Let's circle back to that one because we know the price range for this, and this one does not scream a retail release for me. So we could
Mhm.
talk about that when we talk about
Okay,
the Thunder Machine too. So
gotcha, gotcha. And
yeah,
then just taking a look at the incredible interior of this
yeah, it's all
custom
cool. It's all great
snowcat.
stuff. Yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's so
Yeah, look
many
at that.
talented people. Like it's the Snowcat is not gonna look far off from this. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Oh, it's not, and neither is Frostbite. He's gonna look really cool.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
we need more snowy bearded Joes in the line. Bring it on.
I know you
And on that note,
gotta keep your face
we can
warm
dive
in
into the
the
Thunder Machine. Good.
yes, the Thunder Machine, which you had in Soundwave form earlier
Hmm.
today, but
Yep.
Thunder Machine is like I've been waiting for this, like somebody to say something about the Thunder Machine because Zartan is getting all of his crew plus a little
Hmm.
more. We'll talk about later,
Yeah, I
and
know,
it would
right?
be
We're almost
insane.
there.
Yeah, it would be insane to have just the whole Thunder Machine with all the pegs filled, all the drivers in there. That would be my dream right there.
Oh my god. Well, we know we're getting Torch already. So if the Thunder Machine comes out, he'll have to come with Thrasher, right?
Oh, of
And
course.
and we'll be filling out our Dreadnought, uh
Yeah.
line of figures. So that's awesome.
Oh, it's totally cool. Yeah, and they're doing so many great things with the GI Joe
Mhm.
Classified series. Like they're really firing in all cylinders here.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Oh,
there's a look at what the vintage one looked like.
so
And you know,
classic.
the Transformer crossover came super close to this. You can check out our review on our website if you want to take a look at what that looks like when Soundwave is in his transformed form. But to see this in a classified scale is incredible. And so, tell us a little bit about this custom, Michael.
Yeah, it is. Actually, the Kenzo, I'm actually glad that you got that large scale printer because if you make these, and I know what you can do with customs. Like I'm sure they're going to be amazing.
Mhm.
Somebody watching you like a hawk. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
whenever I hear about a leak about a vehicle, I really take to Google and just see if anyone has done any customs of these. And so I found this particular one. You can actually download the STLs. It's on Colts 3D, and
Hmm.
it's a guy by the name of Joe's. It's a really easy one to remember, and
Joe's
it's funny
Joe's.
because like it's sitting on the table. You don't really have the sense of scale of this
Yeah.
thing, but I mean, it has all the right like parts and pieces, and it
Yeah.
looks amazing. Like I'm sure the Hasbro one will be a little bit more finished and look
Mm-hmm.
more
Yeah.
like the classic Thunder Machine, but man, Zartan looks amazing.
He
So
does.
cool.
And I mean, just seeing him in the driver's seat there gives you an idea of how big this thing actually is. Well, here you
Oh
go,
geez,
because you can
yeah,
see it in someone's hands.
yep.
That's
Yeah,
huge.
these are some big boys, I'm gonna tell you.
Mhm.
And I it's hard because like I love that Super 7 is doing the 3 3/4 inch line because we'll probably
Mhm.
see some vehicles or whatever, but
Yeah.
like these are some big mamas. So,
Oh my God, they're huge. They're
yeah.
huge and they're going to be expensive, but they're going to look really cool. And could you imagine this? I mean, you've got all the foot pegs here, like, filled out with a whole bunch of dreadnoughts hanging off the side of it on your display shelf.
Oh, it's so good.
Before we were like hungering, thirsting for more dreadnoughts, and it was like we got like 20 versions of Zartan. Then finally Zarana came out, and now it's like a flood of
Yeah.
dreadnoughts.
Yeah, and it's like
Which is
where's
so
the family? Where's Xandar in the equation, right?
I know. I'm waiting for Xandar. I'm sure they'll announce him next. But of course, with the Thunder Machine comes
Oh,
Thrasher, and again,
yeah.
this incredible custom of Thrasher. And who's this one by, Michael? I
I
didn't
don't know.
catch
I
it.
found that online, and I think I found it
Okay.
on Pinterest. And so, like, sometimes they
Okay.
don't have who it's by. But
Yeah.
I mean, this one looks so professional. Like, you could
Hmm.
imagine this figure looking exactly like this.
Absolutely. So whoever the customizer is, if you're out there, let us know. But you did an incredible job capturing what a classified version of Thrasher would look like. It's very cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, Thrasher is a. It's funny. I pegged him to come with like the Transformers GI Joe Thunder Machine, but
Hmm.
he wasn't there. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I know. I know. He would have
Uh,
been cool, but I'm happy with Zartan and Zarana. I think it was awesome that they packed in two figures with it.
yes.
And on that note, um, let's just dive in real quick into the other GI Joe news we had,
Oh,
because there
jeez.
was an incredible leak, and you've got several articles on this. I do have the images pulled up, but huge shout out to was it Chad who gave you the heads up on these guys?
Let's see. I forget because
GI Sharp.
there were so many that
Yeah.
happened.
I
But
just wanted to say thank you
oh yeah,
for the one party that gave us a heads up on this. But um, incredible that these images have come out of leaked images that we have here of Metalhead and Big Boa, which is really cool. We've seen those earlier in the week, but
yeah,
the new news that we got was Airborne in package, and he
yeah.
looks so cool. And the new Action Sailor, which is awesome, and that's coming off the heels of the Action Soldier leak that we got just a few days ago.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I don't know where these all are coming. I mean, they must be coming from overseas because this stuff never hits the US first.
Hmm.
But it's actually it's neat because
Yeah,
a lot of these things are going from like digital render reveal just to production. And so there's like that, there's no
yeah,
in-between state for these guys. Or sometimes name only too.
there is.
And they'll go from
I know. it's it's incredible how fast they're going, and I applaud Hasbro for kind of jumping on things so much faster, because we were waiting over a year at one
yeah.
point for figures, and now we're getting them within a couple months, and it's incredible. And the Action Sailor here, which again is a harkening back to the 60th anniversary of GI Joe, back to when they had 12-inch figures back in the day, and he came with a wetsuit and all sorts of really cool underwater gear, and this thing's like an incredible pack out.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, all the pack outs are great. I remember when we
Mm-hmm.
when we posted the story in the YouTube community channel, or
Mm-hmm.
that community section we have of the uh what was the other one called? The infantry.
The
So
oh
yeah,
the,
somebody said that he has like a really
the
cool
Action
like moo
Soldier.
is like a moo on the way they
Yeah, I
packed it.
know that it's funny. I don't know, maybe it's just this one packaging that it was just like not affixed to him well,
Yeah,
because
it's
it
funny.
looks so big. But if you actually look at him, the figure itself is super cool. Like he's in like look how intricate his camo is.
Yeah.
I mean, they did an incredible job on this guy.
Oh, totally.
So can't wait to see that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, and again, it's really hard to tell because he's wearing his moo here. But look at, I mean, a huge pack out. Of course, this is going to be a deluxe figure.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. And then moving on to that, we got to see Airborne in package, went directly from a digital render to this now. Sorry, and we did see, you know, some prototype parts. My apologies. I'm just going to go back to
spoiler alert.
his leaked, I know his leaked image here. But he looks really great in package.
Yeah,
he came
out amazing. Yeah. Like the color scheme is great. It's like he's in his tan, you know, Halo outfit, and that's awesome.
Yeah, I think he looks great. And then we'll move on to the other leak that we got was the retro figures, Scarlet and Retro Duke on card. And as Hasbro mentioned last time, these are going to be on a thicker card back.
Yes.
So make all of us collectors happy. You're not going to get a folded wonton or a taco anymore because they're no longer Walmart's exclusives. Yay!
Oh my gosh, that made me so happy, and I'm so glad that somebody is kicking Walmart to the curb because the other.
Oh my god, I know. You know what's weird is like, how come Scarlett's ponytail is a separate piece? I can see that popping off her all the time. Like
yeah.
I don't know why they didn't like attach it.
It's like, funny in the lower right, there's another ponytail behind her hand, and I was like, I don't remember her coming with two.
You're right. It's like here it's longer, and then she got a haircut.
Yeah.
it's when she has a trim. But look at all the gear she comes with, which is awesome. There's her crossbow with some arrows, and of course this huge rifle and backpack, and you know, multiple ponytails and alternate hands. But they actually did a really nice job at displaying all of her accessories and not making this giant bubble look too, you know, outrageous on the card back. I think they did it.
She came out outstanding. Like, I am so happy with her. I totally agree with Sci-Fi Tsunami. Like, this is the Scarlet we should have got.
Absolutely. I think they did an incredible job. Sorry, I'll be with you in a second.
Ball jointed ponytail, Mr. James Howlett. Yeah, I guess it would be, right? So you can kind of maybe just articulate it or do something with it. It's funny.
Yeah, I know. Maybe that's why. So you can maybe like twist it in the wind or something, like she's like running. I don't know. It's a separate piece, but she looks really good. You can see the close up there. She turned out amazing.
Yeah, she did.
And I'm glad I didn't buy the first version of Scarlet. I never got her. I did something about her because she was too kind of like sci-fi looking, too futuristic for me.
I have all three versions: the 1.5, and the movie version. So I'm all Scarleted out.
I didn't buy any of those.
Yeah, they're all going to be going out for this one.
There you go. Less for me to have to sell, and of course, you know, that's what Scarlet looked like from the vintage version. So I think they really did a great job in translating her into awesome classified figure. And then Duke, we're finally getting a classic, a real American hero version of Duke. And I love the illustration on this card back. He looks so good.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to have to be buying 2 of these. Oh my God. He looks great.
Yeah. I mean, the pack out just reminds me of the vintage figures. And I know the retro card backs are like, the retro card back, like they're supposed to be referencing the like illustrations, but they're doing a great job trying to keep the vintage style also with the figures too. Yeah,
absolutely. I think they're doing an amazing job. Love how they changed the paint app color for his shovel on his backpack, and I forget, you know, there's some kind of text on there that says something kind of cool.
Yeah,
and you know, they gave him a slightly more stylized helmet. I don't know if there's like a visor or something on it. It looks a little different.
Right. Yeah, it looks like those like the clear visors that came with like the vintage figures when they first put them out, but it's darker. It's like I think Rolling like Thunder, I forget who that that other one was, but he came with more of a darker visor.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I love like the Ultimates Simbo version of him, but this one's going to give him a run for his money.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
absolutely.
Yeah. They
That
look
is a
great.
really,
And it's fun to see these
Mhm.
like before Hasbro has even shown the actual figure, because we've only
I
seen
know.
renders. This is
I
an
know, and his
example.
head sculpt turned out great.
Yeah.
Like sometimes when we see these things, it's just like, oh, what they do, but no, they nailed it this time. They
Oh,
really did.
totally.
He looks
Yeah,
awesome.
and of course I have version 1, 1.5, and oh yeah, and then there's a Tiger Force version. So
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I've got just the Tiger Force version and version 1.5 on him, but yeah, he looks awesome, and just having that little like the classic like square jaw and his blonde hair, and
Yeah,
he looks incredible. I'm so excited about it, and like
totally.
I love this version of Duke. You can't get any more classic GI Joe figure than Duke, and having him in his original outfit with these colors, that's gonna be just so much fun.
Oh, totally.
So I'm so excited about where this line is going. And it's incredible to get to see these in package.
Hmm.
Keep the leaks going because these look great. And that means they're right around the corner. I mean, we'll get
Yeah.
them much sooner than we expected.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, super excited about that.
hmm
Yeah, we love seeing
Um,
all of the action figures packages, so I'm just gonna leave it at that.
I was watching your video review on Man at Arms, and that's the first thing I like totally cracked up because you zoomed in on Man at Arms
I
package.
was
You
like,
said,
I
"Let's look
just
at this
have to
package."
do
No,
it.
not that package.
I'm like, I just had to.
I know, it was so funny, priceless moment. But you had some additional news you wanted to share with us on, I think the WWE front before we wrap it up today.
Oh yeah, so this was interesting. So there is a Instagrammer who follows us and got a message yesterday. It's called um, the Last Angry Collector, and he
Mhm.
was he basically found all of the Wave 9, or sorry, all of Series 8 and Series 9 figures, but there was a
Whoa.
new figure in the mix that we never heard about, which was Muhammad Ali. And so I
Oh
was
my
like,
gosh.
that's an interesting way to go. So it's like he
Yeah.
found Kane, he found Davy Boy Smith, and then lo and behold, there was this retro Muhammad Ali figure. And I really hope that they do the referees like from this, because like Earl
hmm
Hebner and Joey Morella as referees in the WWF were awesome. Like Earl Hebner took bumps all over the place. He got thrown out of the ring. He got smashed, and it's like, oh, the ref is down, and nobody can count. But anyway, it's fun.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Yep.
yeah. So there was
Style.
there was that, and also so
Mhm.
that led to us finding all of this other stuff too. So now Doink the Clown, which is in Series 8, heel Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant. So we all know that Walmart is an S show to buy stuff from and to source stuff,
Mhm.
but at least they're great about putting this stuff early so we can just,
Yeah.
have all the
Yeah.
information.
Absolutely. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to those, the Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan. Doink the Clown is a little bit scary to me.
I
Like
know.
a freaky clown, so I think I got to skip him.
That's funny.
Not
Yeah.
that I'm afraid of clowns at all, but just for some reason,
It's
it's just,
it's the very gimmicky part of WWF when they were going through
oh
that
yeah.
phase. So it's like, they had the I forget his first name, the dumpster Drozy. Well, he was like a garbage man. It's like
Yeah.
all of these characters were funny.
But I mean, that was like the whole, bit from like the 80s and 90s because that's what made it fun, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and that reminds me, Ken, we need to do like a WW. We need to do a wrestling stream of something, because that'd be fun to talk to, because I've been a
Yeah.
fan for so long. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, unfortunately, like a lot of the figures that come out for the WWE Superstar series, like these people have tragically passed away very early on. Like Doink the Clown is not here
Mhm.
anymore. Andre the Giant is not here anymore. Who else? Davy British Bulldog's not here anymore. It's like, geez, they go so quickly.
Yeah.
Terrible.
That's pretty
But,
sad. We're like, on that note,
yeah, no. On that happy note.
on that happy note. So that was awesome. Make sure to keep your eyes peeled on incredible news on a daily basis. You never know what you're going to find on toyhabits.com because we have news breaking all the time. And this has been a really fun show. But be sure to tune in the next 10 minutes right after this on Brick Something's channel, because I'm going to hang out with Brick, and we're going to talk more toys for the next hour or so. So that'll be so much fun. And so, Michael, what do you have going on for the rest of your Sunday afternoon?
Let's see, my daughter had some friends over, so I think it's just going to be relaxing, eating dinner, and seeing if there's any dirt that we can drum up for the following week. So,
incredible. And you have been just doing a bang up job, Michael. I want to thank you for. I've had like a really crazy like work week and stuff, and
all good.
You have been doing an amazing job of just like covering all this really cool news, and I want to thank you so much for the hard work that you've done, and you always continue to do. But just this week, especially more, you've covered
anytime
incredible breaking stories.
We are partners, girl, so it's all good.
Absolutely, absolutely. So because it was Thanksgiving, while I thanked the crew and everybody in the chat and all our fellow toy collectors, I have to give a huge thanks to you, Michael, for being an awesome partner. Just such a great friend, and just all the hard work you do on the site and for our channel. So thank you so much.
Well, I feel the same way about you. So thank you.
On that note, thank you all for joining today. Be sure to tune in next weekend when we've got more toy news, and I'll be jumping on Brick's stream in the next few minutes. So
all right, have fun, y'all. Take it easy.
Bye.